After a long struggle, a young man got a job miles away from where he stayed. He signed a 20-year contract. Before he took off, he asked his soon-to-be master for a small favor. He asked to marry his longtime girlfriend, then leave the following morning. He was granted permission to do so. The following morning, he said his byes to his wife, then off he departed. Unconscious about what lied ahead of him, he dried the tears, girt up his loins, then took off. Oblivion was the last thing he wanted to worry about. After all, his patience had already paid off, but in an unexpected way. He asked his master to keep his earnings for him so that he could take all of it after he was done. There was no communication whatsoever between him and his wife. The only conversations he had with her were in his fantasies and imaginations. It wasn't an easy 20-year duration, but the idea of his wife waiting for him was a push factor, and it kept him going. 2 decades went by. The master was pleased and all was set for him to retire and get his retirement package. The master escorted him across the sea, then left him at a seaport about 2 days walking distance to his house. Before his master left him, he gave him 3 numbered loaves of bread and 3 rules of life. Number 1 rule: don't you ever take shortcuts in your life. Number 2, never be curious about things that do not concern you. Number 3, never make decisions when you are angry or excited. They parted ways, then each took off. After hours of walking, the man saw a small path which seemed to have been headed towards his town. He decided to take a diversion, knowing that this was going to make his journey shorter. After some time, he met 2 wounded hunters. They warned him not to go that direction because there were wild predators who always ambushed all passers-by. He quickly recalled his master's first rule, then ran back to the main and safer route. Then after quite some time, he ate his first loaf of bread. He continued walking until dusk. He couldn't walk alone in the darkest nights of the earliest days of December. His new task at hand was to find for himself a roof for a night. From afar, he noticed lights shining from an old tavern. He got to the inn, booked a room for himself, then rested. Around dawn, he heard a weird noise of people screaming and running. Some were even banging doors and breaking windows. He woke up, quickly wore his clothes, and went for the door. He held the handle, but as soon as he was about to open the door, he remembered his master's second room. He quickly locked the door, then went back to sleep. In the morning, he woke up, ate his second loaf of bread, and got ready to take off and continue his journey. He went out and met the tavern's manager. The manager asked him if he had heard the strange noise the previous night. Of course, he had heard the noise. Then why didn't you come out? He asked. The man explained to the manager the reason why he didn't come out. Well, congratulations on staying alive. Our neighbor is a spellbound woman. Every now and then she becomes violent and comes over to attack whoever she sees. She possesses supernatural speed and strength that even chains and gyves cannot suppress or contain her. All the glasses you heard breaking were of people who were trying to flee from her, but to no avail. The man thanked the manager, then he took off. It was about dinner time when he arrived at his house. He wanted to make it a surprise to his wife, so he took a peep through the window to see if his wife was in there. His wife, as beautiful as ever, was sitting at the table having dinner with a handsome young man. The man got furious. After all these years of tirelessly working and sufferings, hoping she was going to wait for me, only to realize that she had moved on. Whatever it takes, I'm going to end all of it today. He took out his switchblade with the intention of ending this pair's life and his life altogether. As he was about to open the door, he remembered his master's third rule. With the hope of being wrong, he spent the whole night weeping. The following morning, his wife opened the door to see a broken man crying at her doorstep. She quickly recognized him and welcomed him inside. Still crying, he asked who the man was. Well, after the man had left, his wife realized that she was carrying a baby, and that's his son, who had grown up to be a handsome young man. He settled and broke the last loaf of bread. Inside the loaf were a treasure chest key and a map. David G. Allen once said, "Patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in mind. Taking these shortcuts, however, disrupts this order. It's always better to be late than to be delayed. Using the longer and boring route is actually better than taking the shorter and dangerous one. It seems like a long way until you're done with it. Remember, easy does it. Rome wasn't built in one day. Hang in there. Take one step at a time whilst you're minding your own business. Did you know that if you mind your own business all the time, you always remain busy to mind other people's businesses? There will always be something catchy which doesn't belong to you, someone who seems better who is not you, and some place attractive that you don't need to be. Do you at your own pace with no unnecessary outside influence whatsoever. For the third rule, it's all about making decisions when you're in your right mind. When we are excited, we tend to overlook some things in decision making. And as for our anger, we are not punished for our anger, but we are punished by our anger. You don't want to be controlled and led into the ditch by the rage. Well, that's my one, folks. Yeah, you know what I'm doing. I'm sticking to it.
Hey fam, go ahead, like, comment and share this video. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell for all the latest videos.